How's it going, guys? Bring a Platoon here, and welcome to another great game in World of Tanks Xbox One Edition. Today I'm going to be in the Tier 9 second line French heavy tank, the AMX M451. This thing's main armament is a choice between a 120mm gun and 127mm. I will be covering both right now. You're going to want to be using the 120mm, which has 257 millimeters of standard penetration on the AP rounds and 315 for the APCR rounds, both dealing 400 damage on average per shot. The aim time for the 120mm is 2 seconds with an accuracy of 0.35 on console. For some reason, PC gets 0.32 accuracy, so go fuck yourself, PC. Why don't we get that on console? I'll have to put a ticket in or something. I don't know. I'll do some research. I won't put in a ticket because chances are they won't listen to me anyway. Or send me an auto response because good customer service. But moving on, the reason you won't be using the 127mm is, well, you get a little bit less alpha or premium penetrate. You get less. I can't talk right now. You get less penetration all around. Standard AP rounds only give you 242 penetration, and your premium, whatever it is for this gun, penetration is 270. 270 is your premium pen, and the only alpha you get is an extra 70 points of damage. So 470 on average every shot, and your reload is longer. And your reload is already, like, around 9 seconds, or like 10 seconds for the 120mm. So you don't want to make that any longer because, yeah, and you're throwing away penetration. Just don't use the 127mm gun. It's AIDS, guys. Just trust me. Okay, so I will go into tanks.gg just because I was going to describe what the tier 10 would be, but on paper is just not worth talking about, and going from PC to console just makes me depressed. So, not to compare the two, but moving on. So, tanks.gg, the upper plate for... God damn it. Ooh, what if I could just change this? No, that won't work. Okay, so, if tanks.gg would, help me out here, that'd be great. There we go. It fucking loaded. Sweet. Okay, the upper plate with no armor on this thing is 108, well, no armor, with no angle. Facing straight on is 180 millimeters thick, but nominal armor thickness is like 270 to 280 millimeters thick. Your lower plate is less so, it's like 230 to 240 millimeters thick, and yeah. So if you angle the upper plate, you'll pretty much make your lower plate an auto ricochet, unless they start firing heat, in which case they're going to pen you with relative ease. But as long as you don't expose those little angled sides when you're poking out of a corner, as long as you have cover for your weak spots on the left and the right side of your tank, then you're good. Like, having 8 degrees of gun depression isn't a lot to work with, and you can't really poke hills very well. I mean, you can, and it's gonna... Considering the height of the tank, it is really difficult for them to shoot at your hatches, so feel free to absolutely bully people, especially tier 8s in this thing, because it is amazeballs, guys. Compared to that tier 8, this is a fucking godsend. Like, okay, here's a 257, and I don't really play this that smart. I'm actually going to be getting into the gameplay and what I'm doing now, so that's good. But yeah, he shot. I know he's reloading. I'm tall as fuck, and I know I can pen his roof if need be. So that's no problem. The reload for this thing is a little ass, but as you can see, I'm bouncing pretty effectively here. And even aiming down at him with 8 degrees of gun depression, I can pen him like this. I probably couldn't pen him if he was just facing me straight on, although then I could just hit one of his roof hatches. So really no big deal there. I don't know why I was aiming at the lower plate when I could have just shot the upper side piece there, but that's just me panicking. And I load a premium for his turret because reasons, and the tier... I'm really resisting not talking about the tier 10. I'm going to talk about the tier 10. The tier 10 has 264 average penetration for the AP rounds, and the same penetration for the premium APCR rounds. Or actually, no. It gets... That's a lie. Yes? No. Okay. Only for the 130mm do you get 2 AP rounds. You get one regular AP round, and then the other's premium with a little bit more pen. But, yeah. I don't use that gun because it's not reliable, and the 120mm is the better option for both tiers, 9 and 10. Although, the 130mm armament that you get for the tier 10 gives you an alpha damage that rivals the tier 9 waffle gun. It gives you 560 alpha damage on every shot, but your pen is only 280 for the premium pen, or for the premium AP rounds, which sucks, I know. But if you can make that damage work, and you just flank people instead of facing them head on, and even firing 280 rounds or 280 premium pen rounds at like a flat on E100 or angling a little bit isn't that bad. Like, I didn't need premium for that shot. I just loaded it because I thought he would be side scraping on something. I load premium for E100s all the time, or Mouses, or pretty much any German tank, just because I'm tired of my tier 10s bouncing regular rounds off of as you can see, the armor worked there. Few seconds delay in me saying that, but yeah, I'm bouncing E100 rounds off my upper plate, and I'm pretty sure he has the small gun. I could be wrong, though. Either that or he's firing the... That is the small gun. Okay. So, I was bouncing 246mm of average penetration off the upper plate. That's nothing impressive. Using the tier 10, I can reliably fuck over people that fire heat at me. It's pretty funny. Angling very slightly, you make the upper and lower plate relatively 380mm thick. Well, the lower plate like 350. I'm talking about the tier 10. I should be talking about the tier 9. The tier 9 is a nerfed version of the tier 10. If you like the tier 9, you will love the tier 10. The gun depression is a little depressing. Funny little wordplay there. But as you can see, even with the shitty DPM that this thing has, you can make it work with relatively no issue. And I think I might consider putting a spall liner on this thing just to fuck over Death Stars and shit barns, because they just auto-lock you and throw it at you anyway. So, yeah. It's pretty much going to be the same setup I have for the Badger, except I don't have any view range perks on this thing yet, so yeah, I'll figure that out when I get to it. But, yeah, hope you guys enjoyed the gameplay. Thank you for watching, and I'll catch you next time.